Greetings, Uverse. Welcome to Gunverse YouTube channel. Happy 4th of July. We are celebrating today with a Glock Model 40, my 10mm Glock Model 40. But first, I would like to speak about the channel. Just want to remind y'all of some upcoming things we have going on. We have the police-issued Shootout Showdown coming up, where I take 3 police-issued sidearms and we compare them and see which is best. We're going to use a Top Gear style scoreboard where we'll make categories and then we'll give it a score from 1 to 10, and whichever one has the largest amount of number at the end will win. So today is episode 3 of hand cannons, like I said, featuring my Glock Model 40 10mm. So we've got killing 2 birds with 1 stone though, because we are going to put this wonderful Hollow Sun red dot on it, and the Glock came with these 4 plates to mount, whichever style red dot you want. So it came with the screws. You are going to need a few things in addition. You're going to need a small flat-headed screwdriver like this one, and you're also going to need some Loctite. Now this is Harbor Freight brand, so it's considerably cheaper. You can pay up to like $20 for this stuff. So it all does the same thing. So I got the blue kind, which is not it's not the toughest kind, but I figured it would definitely be good enough. So you're supposed to torque these down, but I don't have a necessary torque wrench, so I'll show you what to do in this case. Another thing, I noticed I'm getting a lot of feedback from my microphone. That's why I'm trying out this new handy dandy microphone stand. So let me know if it's less feedback. If it is, I'll keep doing it. If not, I'll go back to the old style. But all right, I gotta get a few tools, and then we're gonna mount the Hollow Sun. I'll show you guys how to mount that. And then I got a 40 cal laser bore scope, and I know what you're thinking, why you're getting a 40 cal for your 10mm, because you can shoot 40 cal out of your 10mm. So I couldn't actually find a 10mm laser bore scope, so they had the 40 cal for $13. So I just went with that. So I got to get a few tools, and then we'll get to mounting this, and I'll show you guys how to do it. All right, now that I have all the proper tools that I need to complete this task, I have no magazine in there, and I'm still just going to check to make sure that it's empty, and it is. I knew that, but I just wanted you to make sure you knew that. So first thing I'm going to do is I need to take the top plate off of my Glock 40 model. So it comes with this star-headed Allen wrench. So just unloosen these, or I don't know if unloosen is a thing, but you know what I mean. And I always put the hardware, because we keep in mind we have to thread lock these, so I'm lining them up where I know they are. Okay, remove this top plate cover. Now, like I stated earlier, Glock was nice enough to include 4 plates, 4 different style plates for different style red dots. Now, it's not, I think they have a new thing out. It's not called Dovetail, but it's essentially built into the slide. This is kind of like in between both models. It's not just right on top, and it's not technically built inside. But I think this is still a decent design. So what you do first is you put those 2 screws that I just took out, you put them in these front holes, and then these back holes, the smaller ones, are threaded. So you just thread this tiny screws up from up top to mount the Hollow Sun. But for right now, I need to thread lock these two mounting screws. So, always have a sharp blade, folks. You always cut yourself with a dull blade, never a sharp blade. So I'm going to thread lock these two screws using blue thread lock, ironically in a red container. All right. Okay, so now I have both of my screws thread locked. So I'm going to take my plate, try not to smudge too much of the thread lock off of it. Maybe a magnet would have helped or something, I don't know. Alright, so I'm going to hand tighten both of these. Okay, one. I'm going to put some more thread lock on that, kind of got wiped off. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to move the Allen wrench the other way, and I'm going to do about a quarter turn because it's important that these are both tightened to the same amount. Okay, not even a quarter turn. All right, now we got our plate mounted. I'm gonna wipe off this excess thread lock. Okay, so now we've got our plate mounted. So the next thing to do is to open up our Hollow Sun. I love this case that it comes with. I'm such a sucker for like packaging and stuff. Get this nice case. Like sometimes I buy a watch just to unpack it. Beautiful. Look at this thing. Now this is the Shake Awake model. You're supposed to be able to shake it and then it turns on, but I guess we're gonna have to find out. Okay, so now I've got to find my other screw. All right, let me find the other screw. Oh, you got it? Cool. All right, so now these short screws, I'm also gonna put just a tiny bit of thread lock on the end, because like I said, this is already tapped and threaded, so just gonna put a tiny bit. All right, you want to make sure that there's holes in the front of the Hollow Sun, and you want to make sure those holes go on these two notches. You want to make sure it fits in snugly. Okay. Must be dinner time. My dog's barking. Okay. That's one. Nice. That's two. So same thing, I'm just gonna hand tighten it with the Allen wrench this way, tall way, and then I'm gonna switch it and just do a little turn this way. Because the idea is to have the both mounting screws tightened to the same amount. That's the whole point of torquing something to spec. Let's give this one a little tighten. All right. So check it out. Looks good. All right, so turn it on. Just push the brightness up. Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. But anyhow, so we're gonna take this out and we're gonna bring it to the 0 range. And I have, like I said, I have this 40 cal laser bore scope that we're gonna put in there. We're gonna line the laser bore scope up with the hollow sun, and that should be zeroed, and we'll just start having some fun with it. So I'm gonna clean all this up and go out, meet you guys out on the 0 range, and start shooting some targets. All right, greetings. We're out on the 0 range, and after more time than I'd like to admit, we got it zeroed. This is our zeroing board. As you can see, kind of all over the place. We started off of this bottom dot right here, and the first grouping actually wasn't too bad, but we had to just keep adjusting it and, you know, honing it in, and, you know, we were getting closer, and we got pretty much as close as we think we can get. So we set up some targets here. We have the clay that just keeps on giving. We've got 2 hard balls of clay that have been out here for 2 weeks. They should be nice and hard now. We got some 2 liters and we got some clays. So I'm gonna set up and start having some fun. All right, so we got our Glock 40 all zeroed in. We're at the 0 range. All right, let's go check that out. All right, so we had 15 rounds in there. The first 10 were 10 millimeter and the last 5 were 40 cals. I definitely think you hit this clay with the 40 cal. Oh yeah, that just shredded that. But it's still alive. And then the 2 liter we hit multiple times. So the clay, I think, oh no, the clay's right here. So, all right, I'm gonna put a few more clays up and a couple more 2 liters, and we're gonna try again. So what do you guys think about how the hollow sun looks? I think it looks absolutely awesome. Performance, pretty good as well, but we'll see in the long term. So far, so good. All right, we're rolling.
Buggy out here.
Yes, it is very buggy out here. It's hard to concentrate, folks. All right, I've got seven rounds of 10 millimeter loaded up. See how we do. clear. That wasn't too bad. I mean, I got it the third shot, but let's go check out that clay real quick. I know I hit that clay. I want to see that. Yeah, it hit it. It's still hanging in there though. Well, we got one more shot, folks. We got 15 rounds of 40 cal left. We're gonna see if we got one more 2-liter as well. So I like shooting 40 cal out of the 10 millimeter because if you shoot a 40 cal out of a 40 cal, it's rather snappy, but coming out of the 6-inch 10 millimeter, it's way more controllable. So I actually way prefer shooting 40 cal out of this than I do out of an actual 40 cal. So let's load up those 15 rounds and see how we do. Right, here we've got our last 15 rounds of Smith & Wesson 40 cal. So I'm gonna try with my left hand and see how the difference is with the accuracy. That's it. Let's go check out that clay real quick. Alright, so we smoked the 2-liter. Hit it twice actually. The clay, oh yeah, we smoked that. Definitely smoked that clay. And I hit a couple clay pigeons as well, so I hit probably about 5 or 6 targets out of 15. Not terrible, not very good either, but I'm gonna share something with you folks. I'm not the best at shooting large caliber handguns. I'm really good with smaller caliber handguns and I can handle bigger caliber rifles, but I just don't have a ton of experience with larger caliber handguns. That's why I started this hand cannon series, because I would like to improve with them, but I just think they're cool, so I'd like to share them with y'all. So I hope y'all enjoyed episode number 3 of hand cannons, featuring my Glock 40 model, which is not a 40 cal, it's a 10 millimeter. I don't know why Glock has to confuse everyone with their model numbers, but anyhow. And then we also got a bonus feature, the new Hollow Sun Shake Awake red dot, which I would give about an 8 out of 10. It's nice and bright, the dot's nice and small, so I think I'm gonna keep it on my Glock Model 4. You see all these bugs? I'm gonna get Eastern Equine and encephalitis, triple E. So me and my cameraman, if we die, it's for YouTube. So I just want y'all to know that. But anyway, I just want to remind y'all, please subscribe to the channel. We're at 149 subscribers. Let's get over the 150 mark for America's birthday. Today is the day that America essentially revolted against Britain. So we had to celebrate somehow. But thanks for joining. We'll see you next time. And yeah, God bless. We'll see you later.